Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news at 6. Let's get you the headlines first. Taliban fighters storm Mazar-e-Sharif army base in Afghanistan. Over 140 Afghan soldiers are killed or wounded after Friday prayers. At least 10 Taliban militants are shot dead in the fighting. AIDMK leader TTV Dinakaran appears before Delhi police to answer charges of trying to bribe election commission officials. The 3-month political turmoil in Tamil Nadu is likely to end as AIDMK factions formalize merger plans. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Palaniswamy arrives in Delhi even as debt-ridden farmers from the state stage another radical protest. Protesters demand drought relief and waiver of loans from the centre. And the State Election Commission gears up for civic elections in Delhi on Sunday. Over 1.3 crore people expected to vote in the polls spread over 13,000 booths in the 272 wards. Results will be declared on Wednesday. Let's start with the story coming in from Afghanistan. More than 140 Afghan soldiers were killed and several more wounded in a Taliban attack on an army base. Fighting lasted for several hours near the city of Mazar-e-Sharif in northern Balkh province. Here's a detailed report. A stark reminder that no one is safe from terrorists. In one of the recent most audacious attacks on security forces, Afghan soldiers were killed or wounded on Friday when Taliban gunmen, disguised in Afghan army uniform, talked their way past checkpoints and attacked a military base. Eyewitnesses say the insurgents targeted those leaving the Friday prayers at the base's mosque and others in a canteen.
ما خو صدا شنیدیم یک 3-4 صدا شاید راکت بود چیز بود خو پس همون تو آمدیم دیگه جنگ شروع بود.
The Taliban said in a statement that they had carried out the attack using suicide bombers to breach defenses. At least 10 Taliban militants were killed in the fighting and one attacker was detained. An Afghan Defense Ministry spokesperson said, "The majority of our soldiers were offering Friday prayers at the time of the assault. Over 100 Afghan army forces were martyred and wounded." The base at Mazar-e-Sharif is home to the Afghan National Army's 209th Corps, responsible for providing security to most of northern Afghanistan, including Kunduz province, which has seen heavy recent fighting. Several German and other foreign soldiers are reported to be garrisoned there. Bureau Report, Rajya TV. We'll keep you updated on the developments there. Meanwhile, back home, negotiations are on track for the merger of the two AIDMK factions led by Chief Minister E.K. Palaniswamy and the former Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam. Both sides have formed committees to reach an understanding on the terms of the merger. And although some reports state that Paneerselvam could be the next Chief Minister of the state, others state that the leadership is far from being decided.
The 3-month-long political turmoil in Tamil Nadu is all set to end, say media reports. According to them, both warring factions of the parties are closer to a merger. The reports also claim that O. Paneerselvam could be the new chief minister, while incumbent E.K. Palaniswamy could take over as the new general secretary in place of jailed V.K. Shashikala.
உணர்வு அவருடைய எண்ணம் தமிழக மக்கள் எண்ணம் நிறைவேறிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது நல்ல செய்தி வந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது நல்லது நடக்கும்.
Both factions set up committees to work out the details of the merger, even as Chief Minister E.K. Palaniswamy reached Delhi to attend Niti Ayog's national meeting. Meanwhile, AIADMK leader TTV Dinakaran appeared before the Delhi police in connection with an alleged attempt to bribe an election commission official. The controversial AIADMK leader was earlier summoned by the Delhi police at his Chennai residence in the case.
Who's behind OPS? We have got nothing to do. In fact, we are the first person to oppose OPS, and we have brought light to the public what are mistakes he has committed as Chief Minister and what connection he is having between security and all these things were brought to light only by DMK.
We want Dinakaran to be out of the party. But Dinakaran says that I'm away from the AIDMK. We don't want him to be away from AIDMK. We want him to be out. Like how Amma in 2011 announced that such a people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from Sasikala family, from Mafia gang, from Mannarkudi family, holding these type of postings are out. I am removing them from the posting.
The opposition DMK accused the ruling party with surrendering to the BJP, a charge the party denied.
It is a succession war. There is no leadership which has got public approval in AIDMK, and that is the reason they have not been able to decide who should lead the party. So that is the problem which is not of BJP making, and I feel BJP has no role in deciding who should lead the AIDMK and who should give the governance.
The decision to bury the hatchet by the two factions seems to be a result of the realization that the present government is extremely vulnerable. Defections of just 6 of the 122 MLAs in the ruling faction could bring it down. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu farmers continued their month-long protests in Delhi today with their demands for relief and loan waiver falling on deaf ears. The farmers took their protest to yet another level at Jantar Mantar. Here's a report. In another desperate attempt to draw the government's attention, debt-ridden farmers from Tamil Nadu resorted to more radical protests on Saturday.
The DCP, he requests us not to drink before the people, but before coming here, our 2 people drink the urine. 2 people, then one Vasudevan and Jyoti Murugan, drink the urine. Now, other urine we collected, we taken to the Tamil Nadu.
The farmers are staging protests at Jantar Mantar for over a month now, demanding drought relief and waiver of loans from the centre.
We are waiting here for the past 40 days here. We are expecting that the Prime Minister of India will call us or they will come here to hire the grievance of the Tamil Nadu farmers. So far, he didn't come here. He didn't send any letter. He didn't send any information to us. Today also, our Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu will come here and they want to see us. In the meantime, the central government has not given any water to the Tamil Nadu. They are thinking Tamil Nadu is a separate state. So that's the reason they are not considering the Tamil Nadu farmer, as a backbone of India. They are thinking that we are the downtrodden people and we are the slaves of India.
Over the days, the farmers have used several unconventional and often bizarre ways to highlight their demands. Shaving off half of their mustaches and heads, keeping mice and snakes in their mouth, conducting mock funerals and carrying skulls of other farmers who they claim committed suicide.
By the opposition party in Tamil Nadu and CM, we will be act. Otherwise, they will not give any suitable reply to us. We will die here, sir. No other way for us.
Farmers say that lack of rains last year caused crop failure, forcing many to default on loans taken from banks and moneylenders. While the centre's national crop damage insurance schemes do offer some solutions, farmers' unions claim their implementation is too slow to be of any help. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Saturday said that for the first time there is popular support for economic reforms in India and the recent election outcomes are indicative of it. Jaitley asserted that repeated elections indicate that people have become more aspirational and highly supportive of reforms. The minister also added that in the last 3 years, India has grown in the range of 7 to 8%, even as the world has experienced a slowdown. Lauding the Modi government, Jaitley said, and I quote, that India has become a largest investment hub. He was speaking at the reception hosted in his honor by the Indian ambassador to the US, Navtej Sarna, in Washington. The audience consisted of officials from the Trump administration, diplomats and Indian Americans. All right, now let's head to the national capital where over 56,000 police and paramilitary personnel will be deployed to ensure that the upcoming Delhi civic polls are conducted without any glitches. A total of 774 premises and 4,748 booths in the city are sensitive and hypersensitive, according to Delhi police. The Delhi police has made adequate and full security arrangements in all facets, including anti-terror measures. Meanwhile, making the last pitch, Congress has claimed that the party will win over 200 seats in the civic body polls. Congress also took a dig at the BJP and Aam Aadmi Party, accusing them of running a negative campaign instead of suggesting solutions to the problems faced by the people. On the other hand, Aam Aadmi Party attacked the ruling BJP. Traditionally, a contest between the Congress and the BJP, the elections to Delhi's 3 municipal corporations on Sunday would see a 3-way fight for the first time, with the AAP contesting for the first time.
ये रियलिटी है। आज हम जिसको वोट दे रहे हैं, अगर दिल्ली के लोग, हम सब लोग दिल्ली में कूड़ा फैलाने वाली पार्टी को चुनेंगे, कूड़ा फैलाने वाली पार्टी को नगर निगम की सत्ता देंगे, तो उसके रिजल्ट में तो कूड़ा फैलेगा ही फैलेगा, उसके रिजल्ट में तो चिकनगुनिया होगा ही होगा।
आपकी जो राजनीति है वो टकराट की राजनीति है, गाली गलौज की राजनीति है, तो मैं नहीं समझता उससे विकास हो सकता है। अगर दिल्ली में जिस दिन दिल्ली में बीजेपी की सरकार आ गई, दिल्ली विधानसभा में भी, आप समझिए कि तालमेल के साथ बहुत अच्छा काम होंगे, तब किसी प्रकार का कोई भी जनता को परेशानी नहीं रहेगी। तो इसलिए आप डरा रहे हैं कि बिजली पानी महंगा कर देंगे।
And a day after she was expelled from the Congress, Barkha Singh joined the BJP on Saturday. Singh was welcomed into the party by BJP's National Vice President and Delhi in charge Shyam Jaju. On Friday, she was expelled from the Congress for 6 years for undertaking anti-party activities. On Thursday, she resigned from all party posts, raising questions over the leadership of Vice President Rahul Gandhi and Delhi Unit Chief Ajay Makin. While resigning as the chief of DPCC's women's wing, Barkha Singh said that Rahul Gandhi is unfit to lead the party.
कल ही हमने कहा था, इस चुनाव प्रचार के दौरान कांग्रेस के प्रमुख नेता हरजिंदर सिंह लवली, मलिक जी और आम आदमी पार्टी के भी बहुत नेताओं ने इस कैंपेन के दौरान भारतीय जनता पार्टी में प्रवेश किया। अपने पार्टी से असहमति होकर, अपने पार्टी से हताशा और निराशा होकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ज्वाइन करने वालों की संख्या दिन प्रतिदिन बढ़ते गई।
पहले की कांग्रेस थी वो जनाधार वाली कांग्रेस थी, वो पब्लिक की नब्ज पकड़ना जानती थी, वो लोगों का दुख दर्द सुनना जानती थी। वो जो कांग्रेस पार्टी थी, जो नेता थे, वो लोगों का दुख दर्द सुनते थे। आज वो पार्टी में गायब हो गया।
Chief Justice J.S. Kheher on Saturday said that India can establish itself as a hub for commercial and international arbitration and emerge as a leader among other Asian developing economies. Addressing the Engaging Asia Arbitration Summit, Justice Kheher said that the potential for international arbitration is increasing due to foreign investment. He said a robust legal system and zero government interference can make India a preferred destination for international commercial arbitration. The CJI said that the government's Make in India scheme will make the country a favoured market among the emerging ones. He also noted that India has a talent pool of lawyers and arbitrators on the future of international commercial arbitration in Asia must commence from India. Taking charge as the new DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Barkha Singh today said that his priority will be to ensure unbiased policing. He also promised to take action against anyone indulging in vigilantism in the name of Gaur Raksha. Singh promised that FIRs will be filed in every case and police will take full freedom to work without fear or pressure from any quarter. Singh, who was previously the DG training, also promised a corruption-free police force in the state.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के स्पष्ट आदेश है कि कोई सत्ता पार्टी का हो, किसी का हो, किसी तरह कोई उद्दंडता या गड़बड़ी न करे और पुलिस निष्पक्षता से कार्रवाई करेगी। हम ये इंश्योर करेंगे कि 100% FIR लोगों की दर्ज हों। हम पुलिस के अधिकारियों का आकलन आंकड़ों के आधार पर नहीं करेंगे। भ्रष्टाचार के प्रति जीरो टॉलरेंस हमारे पुलिस अधिकारी रखेंगे।
All right, with a quick break here, we'll be back with more national and international news in a bit. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome. I'm Amritan Shirai and you're watching Law of the Land.
Ministry of Water Resources shall make all efforts to get the best available data, get the best people.
The dispute cannot be solved by negotiation. It has the authority to refer a dispute to the tribunal.
The major complaint of the tribunal going on an unending expedition has now been removed.
Watch Law of the Land on Rajya Sabha television. Homai Vyarawala, better known by her pseudonym Dalda 13, was India's first woman photojournalist. Vyarawala entered the field of photojournalism in the late 1930s. For nearly 30 years, till she retired in the early 1970s, at the peak of her career, she made a massive impact. Vyarawala clicked some iconic pictures of political and national leaders. Gandhiji, Nehru, Jinnah, Indira Gandhi have been subjects of her vast photographic collection. Prime Minister Nehru, she says, was her favourite. In 2011, Homai Vyarawala was conferred the Padma Vibhushan, the country's second highest civilian award. Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Getting you more national news now. UP's Yogi Adityanath government will probe into alleged irregularities in the high-profile Agra Expressway project. The project was initiated by the previous Akhilesh Yadav government. The probe will include irregularities into land acquisition, construction quality, tendering and payments of compensation and cost paid for land purchase. The probe will be conducted in all 230 villages where land was purchased or acquired for the project. The newly appointed chairman of UP Expressways Industrial Development Authority has written a letter to all 10 district magistrates associated with the project to return the unused fund of the project to the government immediately. They have also been told to submit a detailed report about land acquisition, payments of compensation and price paid to the farmers in purchasing the land for the project. The decision of a probe comes 4 days after an FIR was filed in Firozabad against 5 Chakbandi officers and 22 landowners for showing agricultural land in village Bechala as residential land. It is noteworthy that residential plots are eligible for greater compensation. The national capital, Delhi, on Saturday witnessed a sudden change in weather with a dust storm causing low visibility in many areas. A western disturbance was seen over Jammu and Kashmir. It is expected to increase the intensity of rain over the state. Rains are also expected to commence over Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand in the next 24 hours. Thunderstorms are likely over North Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, as we saw this evening, and also the foothills of West Uttar Pradesh. Parts of Punjab are likely to witness rain and thunder showers. However, heat wave conditions will continue to grip the northwestern plains. With that, let's get you more updates from across the country in Nationwide. The crime branch of the Goa police on Saturday summoned former Chief Minister Digambar Kamath in connection with the 35,000 crore rupee illegal mining scam. Kamath was asked to present himself before the SIT on the 24th of April. This is the second summons issued to Kamath in the case. The railways will increase 3 AC coaches in long-distance trains in the wake of rising demand for air-conditioned coaches. According to Railways, the demand for third AC with passenger share has gone up from 16.69% last year to 17.15%, and passenger earnings rose from 32.6% last year to 33.65%. The Congress announced fresh state committees for Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. The Arunachal Pradesh Congress Committee has 8 vice presidents, 10 general secretaries and 15 secretaries. In Assam, the party will have 22 vice presidents, 44 general secretaries, 106 secretaries, 36 executive members and 25 permanent invitees, including former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh today met Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh and put forth various demands, including financial help from the centre to modernise the state police. The half-hour meeting took place at the Home Minister's residence. Captain Amrinder Singh also raised a number of issues, including Indian security of the state, with the Union Minister. And here are some international news updates in Global Buzz. US Vice President Mike Pence met Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull for the first time on Saturday in Sydney. Talks between the two are expected to focus on trade and regional security. The US is looking to Australia to strengthen economic ties and security cooperation amid disputes in the South China Sea and tension on the Korean Peninsula. Australia's relationship with the US got off to a rough start when Trump called Turnbull's resettlement arrangement as a dumb deal. Pushing carts loaded with bags, babies and the elderly, hundreds of people fled Mosul on Iraqi forces retook another western district of the city from the Islamic State. After walking for miles, families were taken by bus from a government checkpoint in the south of the city to camps. Officials said that the US-trained CTS has retaken the nearby Al Thawra district. Camps have been housing more than 410,000 people displaced since the offensive to retake Mosul began in October last year. The Donald Trump administration has reportedly asked US Surgeon General and Indian-American Vivek Murthy to resign from his position. Murthy will continue to serve as a member of the commissioned corps. He was replaced by Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent Adams, who is the current Deputy Surgeon General. Murthy was appointed to the post by the previous Obama regime. He is the second Indian American to be removed by the Trump administration from a senior position. And finally, here are some updates from the world of sports in Sports Beat. Fourth-seeded Rafael Nadal beat Argentina's Diego Schwartzman in their quarter-final of the Monte Carlo Masters 6-4, 6-4. Nadal is the only single-figure seed left in the tournament after second-seeded Novak Djokovic was defeated by Belgium's David Goffin. Djokovic follows top seed Andy Murray, Stan Wawrinka, Marin Cilic and Thomas Berdych out of the tournament. Italian cyclist Michele Scarponi has been killed in a road accident after being hit by a van. The incident took place while he was training close to his home in Filotrani. The 37-year-old finished the Tour of Alps on Friday and left home early on Saturday for a training ride when the accident occurred at a crossroads. Scarponi is survived by his wife and 2 children. Cheering fans greeted soccer star Didier Drogba in Phoenix, Arizona, where he joined his latest club, Phoenix Rising FC of the United Soccer League. The 39-year-old Drogba signed a 2-year contract to play for Phoenix Rising FC, but will also be a co-owner of the club that currently plays in the US second-tier league. The Fed Cup World Group semi-finals began on Saturday with Belarus hosting Switzerland in Minsk and US hosting Czech Republic in Florida. This is the first time that Belarus has reached the semi-finals of the Fed Cup World Group. They beat the Netherlands 4-1 to reach the semis. And people across the world are celebrating Earth Day today. Celebrated since 1970, April 22nd in every year, observed to raise awareness on global environmental issues and activism. Events coordinated by the Earth Day Network are being held globally. The scientific community world over is all geared up for the March for Science today. This occasion is now recognized in more than 193 countries. We're leaving you with these images.